your athletes train is how simple it is.
For
how
sure.
simple you keep everything. And that's probably a testament to like having the 450 square feet and having to keep it simple.
Absolutely.
But can you just touch on that? Can you touch on the training side a little bit?
Yeah. So, and again, I've obviously gotten, I don't want to say smarter as I've gone along. I've just gotten less dumb, but you work with kids for so long and you take a look at their life. Strength and conditioning is my life. I'll talk to you about strength and conditioning for 12 hours on Christmas Day. I mean, I'm pumped out of my mind about it. But when you look at it in the context of a kid, it might be 2 hours of their entire week, where it's 12 hours of my day, 7 days a week, 365 a year. It's 2 hours of their week. And I'm competing with baseball practice, with hitting lessons, with homework, with Snapchat, with Netflix, with 86 different things. The kids live their lives like this all the time. They've got so much competing for bandwidth in their brain to sit here and try to be fancy with these kids. They don't have time to brush their teeth properly or focus on that. So to me, if I'm going to try to give somebody the highest return on their time investment, simplicity is the only choice, in my opinion. So it's one of those things, obviously combining the fact that they're beginners and they're going to respond well to just about anything you throw at them. I'm just a massive believer in compounding interest and doing little things very, very well, very consistently, because again, just as an example, I'm not hating on Olympic lifts or anybody that does that, but there's guys that program Olympic lifts. And is a perfect power clean a better exercise than a weighted box jump, holding on to dumbbells? And apples to apples, it is. But if I can teach a kid right now to jump up onto a box holding 15-pound dumbbells and he can perform it with 90% proficiency tomorrow, or I take that same kid who throws a power clean up and he's reverse curling, okay, now that perfect box jump to that subpar power clean, what's the better exercise? One takes me 6 months to possibly get it right. I can teach you how to jump on a box holding 10 pounds tomorrow, so it's all about maximizing their time. And I want to give you results right now. Again, if I had the time or desire to teach the power cleans and it was something that's, absolutely essential, then I would, but I don't not coach Olympic lifts because I hate them or I think they're bad. I'm just dealing with a finite amount of time with kids who have 86,000 things competing for their bandwidth. I got to simplify the process to be able to get them the results they're after in a time efficient manner.
But coach, I got to clean. Coach,
right.
I got to know how to clean.
Right. And that's the one side that I dislike, is because, again, there are guys that do it very, very well. And, there's guys that know how to teach it. And there are some college programs that, almost enforce it. But, all of the studying that I've done over the time, and I see the kids, at the end of the day, the two most important KPIs, key performance indicators, in my opinion, are number one, attendance, and number two, on-field performance. So to me, if somebody can show me where a perfect power clean helps, a guy on a football field who's got to overcome a defensive lineman and get to the second level, prove it to me. You know what I mean? And I don't say that to be a smart aleck, but my point is like, where are we justifying that you have to sink a below parallel box squat? I have guys box squat high all the time and they end up in chairs on signing day. Does that mean, that the high box squat is the devil because some, offensive line coach said squat lower? You know what I mean? It's like, where's the proof? I'm trying to pay attention to the most important metrics, not this, old school clean, 4 sets of 10, I'm trying to pay attention to the thing that matters the most. And that's, how are the kids performing on the field? And now if my kids lose out on an opportunity because they didn't power clean and you can prove that to me, I'll go back to the drawing board and start power cleaning tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm with you there. What I tell my kids, and I work at a private high school here, and they want to do all the sexy Instagram, TikTok, whatever stuff. They want to do cleans, blah, blah, blah. And I just say, like, hey, right now, it's not the most important thing. What's most important is you're in season. Let's keep you healthy.
Absolutely. And then, the best ability is availability. That's right.
And then what I tell them too is, hey, I know when you go to college, you're probably going to be working with a coach who wants you to do cleans. So before you go to college in your senior year, season's done, I'll show you how to do cleans perfectly.
That's smart.
I've got my USAW. I know what I'm doing. I'll show you how to do it. But right now we don't need to do it.
For sure. And that's brilliant. And a lot of it too, not to say that all sports don't use the Olympic lifting, but, a lot of these kids are in a weight training class at their high school as well. And whether that's great coaching, poor coaching, again, 90% of those guys are throwing cleans in there. So at least they've been exposed to the concepts. It may not be perfect, but again, if I am a supplemental strength and conditioning coach, meaning the majority of these kids are training in school, I'm not sitting here standing on top of the hill saying I'm better than you or anything like that, but at least they're exposed to these different environments where a lot of the cleans are still taking place in the school system. And at the end of the day, a clean is an athletic movement. And I'm not saying that all college athletes are proficient in every single exercise, but the likelihood that they'll be able to at least pick up on that a little bit better as a 19-year-old kid, even if they're just barely being introduced to it, is a lot higher than me, who's working with kids across the spectrum. I've got kids in my gym who want to play professional athletics, and then I've got other kids that are afraid of their own shadows, and they're coming to me to build confidence. You know what I mean? So it's like I've got to keep things, manageable, so that way I can serve the most important component, which in my opinion is getting a little bit better today than you were yesterday. And if I can do that simply, I'm going to sell out on simple until it proves me wrong. And that may sound boneheaded, but it's just working with the demographic I have. I've never seen simple not work with my demographic.